Hey, welcome everybody to Battle Pirates Crib. I think we'll have a good show, a little bit more content than we normally do have for open mic. The link's in the right-hand side for anybody who'd like to join the show. And, join in. That's what Friday nights are for. So let's say hello to everybody. The birthday boy, Magic Mike.
Oh, you're so kind. Thank you very much.
Yep, 29 again.
29 again.
Yeah. And Derpy, it's not your birthday, is it?
No, that was a few weeks ago.
Okay. Alrighty.
Oh, happy belated.
So let's get. I don't have birthdays anymore.
So. Not many less either.
Okay. Yeah, you're 4019.
Whoa.
59, 4019.
Something like that. Let's get moving to the next.
Okay.
Slide.
Uh-oh.
That one extra year.
It didn't go. It didn't go. Hold on. Oh, my.
Uh-oh. The age is already starting to kick in.
Well, I don't know if our method is working
or you have it on your screen and it's
I see it on my screen. Hold on. Let me try this again.
Okay, it should work.
There we go. How's that?
All right.
Actually, there was some bug fixes.
I think it worked that time. No.
Yeah, it worked. We see.
I was actually on the wrong screen. I'll be honest. I was on the wrong screen.
Yeah, there were some fixes that I don't understand why they don't take credit for them. Does that mean that
they were accidental?
Well, that they don't want to admit that there was a problem. But it's helpful for people to, because I think the problem that you're going to introduce, I was still unchecking the show all unknown items because that seemed to be a workaround. But if you
searching for specials, weapons, whatever in the shipyard didn't work if you had a certain box checked. It typed in weird letters. Now it only kind of works again, how it always kind of has. But
and I also noticed that things that were missing that we mentioned on the show, like Supercharge, or maybe on Discord, Supercharge, you could search left, right, and they wouldn't show up. And then
they never have they?
They do now.
Really? Well,
yeah. I think they did some sort of migration over from Flash to HTML5 because a lot of these things worked in Flash, but they didn't work in HTML5. So I think they took a broader look at it.
Well, I'm going to do some investigative reporting then, I guess, and type in a word. And unless they did it in a hotfix, I don't see why it would work. But
and also, I don't think the Reef Writer showed up if you searched under movement. It does now. So I think they made some broader changes than was immediately apparent, even though they didn't admit to them. So. Or take credit from them. Depends on
doesn't make sense.
Yeah, because if the players are going...
Oh, hey. It works.
Yeah.
I can... Yep. Whoa. I complained about something, it was fixed like 2 days later. That's awesome.
Yeah. So...
I made a 1-minute video for a support ticket. And said, hey, Kicksaw, your search bar is broken. I type in Supercharge, it doesn't give me Supercharge. I type in Evade, it doesn't give me Evade stuff. And now it does. That's fantastic.
Awesome.
Yeah, well, even your calendar reading that you dedicated to Lego, they still haven't changed that.
No, so. I don't expect them. Whoa. That's good for them. Good for them updating something that's broken.
Yeah. Why is the we talked about that on the Wednesday
because shockwave damage is not buffed by things like plus radioactive and plus building, whereas launcher damage, that 80k, is buffed by the 20 times multiplier on your building damage and then the 10 times multiplier on radioactive damage.
Yeah, and probably also you have 40 of those across your fleet. That's the other issue involved, because the shockwave is going to occur per. I don't know. I don't know if we should mention this now, but that needs 210 stacks in order for that to happen. So that's an addition on top of the native 80K, which the 80K is going to get boosted by all your specials and get boosted by the fact that there's probably, probably 8, I don't know, maybe there's 30 or 40 on your fleet. So it's they're apples and oranges as far as how they're created and whatnot. So, all right, let's get over to the calendar. We got Derpy's calendar. Should we have like a milk producer or a cheese producer potentially providing us money on this? You need to work on that. So
I do have a version for next week in more detail. I don't know if we want that one, but that will be released unofficially on Monday. Well,
actually, we normally do BP next week today. So, I guess it hasn't dropped yet, has it?
No, so, I want to release the mine on Mondays, but this is.
Well, it's BP.
I want to look at this briefly. It's BP this. Mine's BP this week.
Okay, well, let's move over to BP this week
because we have the raid, and you earn the tier 10 siege hole, and there's a raid TLC. Build the ships on day 1. That's all.
Yep, and burn your FM tokens. So you're ready for VXP weekend, and then there's still the issue out there because we don't really have the information yet on the February 17th outpost upgrade and how that's going to impact how you want to treat VXP weekend. Because do you want to build 3 ships and get them ranked up and not spend that additional time, assuming that you cannot fit a 5th ship, assuming that you're going to want to use the flag, and maybe not want to have a 4th of the normal reclaimer, because that's a tricky thing that we don't know at this point in time. Are you going to be able to get your Outpost 13 done and your dock up in time to launch a full fleet? We don't know anything about that at this point.
Yep.
So
that's what I got.
Yep, that's the tricky part there. Alrighty. And the week after the raid, we have VXP weekend, which we just discussed. We have a Hellswarm and a Mega TLC, and potentially, what are we going to call the TLC that our new CM doesn't think it exists?
Doesn't think exists.
Yeah.
It's for the Reclaimer. I don't know. What sounds like Reclaimer? Avenger?
Because it's reclaiming uranium and enriching it. So
Dredge of the Sea.
The Breeder Reactor TLC. I have no idea.
Yeah. But, uranium Enhancement TLC.
Yeah. Week 3 or 4, you should expect another TLC. Maybe week 5.
Or week 1 of next month.
Yeah, but he doesn't seem to know that it exists because when this gets dropped we don't even know when that gets dropped, do we? When we should expect to see another one of these calendars. Are we going to get it February 29th and then
February 29th, 2024?
Yes, 2024. We're still going with the fact that every year might be a leap year, but we never know with these. Well, he's not Canadian. The Canadians in the calendar, it gets a little tricky.
Yeah, he's from Portland. A bunch of crackpots down there.
Yeah. Radioactive reserve.
Yeah, that's a possibility. That's better than mine.
Yeah. We're gonna need more shockwave damage over damage. What we saw with the Punisher is the shockwave was
you want
not
to kill things as quickly as possible. Figure out how that happens. You want to boost both of them.
Yeah.
We don't know the whole story. We don't really know what to tell you until we actually see the things.
Yeah.
See the ship and the prizes and even the targets.
Yeah. And yeah, even the targets, because the Shockwave has a splat, quote unquote, splash, even though it's not increased by splash damage of 20. So if all the things are packed in there tight, the Shockwave would be more effective. But if they're spread out, it limits the effectiveness of the Shockwave. So okay, let's move on. All right, Conquestgate. On the right-hand side was the is from the release of the all the pre-OP13 upgrades that we have. And as you read through it, you got Conquest Yard level 4, bonus building damage for tier 9 to 10 conquerors at tier 4 of plus 5 damage, bonus building damage for tier 9 to 10 conquerors 10, and you got 10 and 15 days. And stumbled on this on Discord, and we all thought, I thought he was just wrong as far as the new CM, that it affects non-PvP ships. So it affects all of your ships as far as getting this, and I'm assuming it's plus 5 and plus 5. If somebody can clarify that, are we adding 15 or are we adding 10 at the end of the day?
I think it's adding 10 at the end of the day, but I don't have a ton of evidence to support that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I still have mine going to level 5.
It goes up to level 5? I'm on level 3.
Well, at least, are you looking at the slide?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I snipped this, right? It's not
I'm not the sharpest bowling ball in the shed.
Yeah. And you don't like to upgrade your base too much.
No. No. My radio tower is level 1.
Yeah. And Mike, you just started one yesterday. How long does that take?
For the shipyard?
Yeah, to go from 4 to 5.
I think it was 13 and a half days, something like that.
Okay.
I got 11 and a half, and I used a token.
Okay. So take that in consideration. If you start this level 4 to 5 transformation upgrade, the new OP 13 drops on the 17th of February. So if you use 2 tokens today, and then save up the rest of them for that time, because you should have this done before that drops. But after today, it's sort of putting this in a quandary, and it was sort of good timing that this came out at this point in time, because for people that aren't still at level 3, level 3 people can go ahead and get that plus 5, because it might be a while. But all I'm trying to say is this: we thought this was a community manager misspeaking, but we got one more click.
Hey, Mike, what color is the apple?
No.
What color is the apple?
What color is the apple?
Yeah, just what color is the apple?
Red.
Actually, it's 3.
Okay.
We've gotten some answers like that at times. So,
okay.
But it's.
I thought of red as well.
Yeah. The bonus building damage is applied to all ships. This is from Kickside Braden, who is the GM and start of our GD game designer in charge of PvP, and so it does apply to all of your ships, not just conquerors. Conquerors, defenders, interceptors, siege, assault, skirmish, garrison, yada yada yada. And then the reasoning behind it, I didn't make the original one, so I can't speak to it. When I added the new level, it was explained to me that the code made it so all ships were affected, and I didn't catch the fact that the text said otherwise. Tier 4 says building damage 0 to 10 plus 5, so it's plus 5 for each. Yeah, I mean, but that could be the way it works. That's the way I would expect it to work historically. So, um, if you if you're not a PvP player and you sort of ignored this, um, it's not my fault. That was a miscommunication from Kixeye on that issue. It does work on all ships. So,
Yeah, I didn't know my zealots were PvP ships.
mm-hmm. So this is the way it works. As far as I can tell, they've not made a broader announcement. When we found this out and we got confirmation from Braden in Discord, I told him you need to make a broader announcement that it impacts all ships. And has anybody seen anything like that? I have not. I don't go to the forums much, but I would, you would think that they would make some sort of announcement that this impacts all ships, except for all the people that are going to get pissed off that they've spent, okay, I don't do PvP, so I don't care. So now I'm going to get my uranium generator up to the highest level possible just because, even though you don't really need it, considering the changes they've made to the ability to collect uranium during the raid. And, so, yeah, this is the way it probably should have been written.
This is the way.
Yep, 2 months ago or whatever. So let's move on to something else that might be more helpful. All right, this is something that, Mike, after we go through this, I might want you don't even actually, in retrospect, you don't even need to hit the TLC. You can hit a level 40 salvage or whatever, but I want people to see what's actually happening here.
Sure, your call either way. Doesn't matter.
Okay, yeah, it doesn't matter to me.
Just say when.
Some people said they have. As far as the level 5, I still have like 8 days left for mine, so I only have the +5. So we'll see, because it is this.
I mean, I'd take a free 10% damage buff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but if you are late in the game on some of this, do you want to spend the time upgrading this for 5 each time, or do you want to upgrade your outpost, upgrade your dock, so you can launch a full fleet of tier 10 ships?
Second one.
Yeah, I'm going for the latter. But that's what I'm saying. You would need to get this done today and use 1 or 2 building tokens from the FM, but you don't want to overspend them, because you want to keep those for the actual outpost and dock when those occur. All right. I did some talking to GD yesterday, and because I first started using my X1 Ronin, my Vengeful Ronin, in the TLC yesterday. Mm-hmm. And and I was like, because I saw people complaining about the side weapons on the Vengeful Ronin, and I was like, they need better accuracy. They suck. Da 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 da. And I was like, I didn't realize they were at X1. They were obviously at X1, and that's what we'll see. But let me explain a little bit. Okay, at the base ship, if you look at the upper right-hand side with the Hadari Geeden, whatever, torpedo, it has 1 single salvo, firing angle of 60, and a salvo, again, the salvo of 1. And also they've actually changed the damage. There's no longer the chance of damage, salvo multiplier chance of increased damage
multiplier, whatever. It just increases the damage by 2.5 or whatever that is.
Yeah. So this does a couple of things. The original up to U3 is a accuracy based weapon that tries to hit the target that it's firing at. The X1 one, the Vengeful Torpedo Flurry, will fire a salvo of 6 every 0.2 seconds. Greater angle, which isn't really relevant to this conversation. They both have a splash of 40. But what happens is every 0.2 seconds, it will fire into one of these arcs. So these are the ones with the yellow line that go all the way to the ship and out at a range of 88 and an angle of 80. They are not aiming at the ships that come in here. That's not their. That's not how they're set up. It's very similar to what's going on with your Everest flag when it fires those weird mortars that just seem to go everywhere and never where you want them to. But the way that these work is that they are firing randomly within this arc, this little part of the pie. They're just filling up this randomly. They're just going to hit somewhere within here. And
they're not shooting at any specific thing. They're just spraying out.
Yes. Yep. And this changes the way you want to use this weapon over the first one. The first one, up to X1, you would want to kite the, just keep the target as far away as possible, and just so you had a greater chance of hitting the incoming torpedoes. But with this, you want to get that target in the middle of this, because with the splash of 40, you need to have as many of these projectiles hit it as possible in order to reclaim the damage that you had before. So what happens here is we had 3.5 million damage with a salvo of 1 that was aiming at the ship. Now, if we have a damage of 8.75 million divided by 6, now you're just below 1.5 million. So you need to get about 2.5 of these to hit in order to equal the damage of the other one. And this is unlikely to happen if you are aiming at them right on the perimeter of the firing range. But if you have it, halfway in or a third of the way in, the combination of this splash with all of these salvos dropping down, you're more likely to get 3 or 4 of them to hit it, therefore increasing your damage as opposed to decreasing your damage.
So you said in order to actually have the X1 be better, you need to drive maybe a bit closer, and maybe so that the ship is right in the center of that 80-degree arc.
Or close to the center, yeah. And the way you can do it is sort of like come up to it and then flip, turn the ship, and so it comes in from the side, you know what I mean? And that way you can maximize damage. But Mike, if you could hit, you have an X1.
Yes.
If you could, you could hit anything. You could hit a cargo.
And I'm in my base.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm going to have to do something on the share thing.
Okay.
Aren't I? Because I'm only sharing that tab.
Yeah. Do you want me to take you off and put you back on?
Well, let me see if another share works.
I want you to take me off.
Okay.
Put me back on.
Take you off or take you out?
You can take me out someplace.
It's Mike's birthday, so he's game for anything.
Yeah, I'm ready for it. Sure.
Yeah.
Magic Mike.
Having a massacre for my dessert here, so I'm trying to share my screen, but it doesn't look like I'm doing it. That original plot didn't work.
So what's the solution for Kixeye? Do they need to change the new one so it is its accuracy and tracking and tracks the ship is really accuracy based?
This is intentional, and it just wasn't explained. So for the people listening,
the blueprint does not.
What's going on?
The blueprint does not tell me that it shoots differently.
Yeah, I think it started with the junk jets. And and then which you can't really tell because it doesn't have an aura or anything, right? And so you just, okay, it's taking damage. And then you could see it with the Everest flag, the cloud breaker, the fact that these auras show you where it's landing. At some point they need to explain that this is the other thing that I need to explain as well. Spread, anything that reduces spread does not impact this because it's random, but an increase in splash will increase your damage.
But this special can't be affected by built-in things, can it?
I will have to double check. I mean, I was told that splash should work, but that's something to double check.
Doesn't the blueprint say this thing is not affected by XYZ?
Yeah, but I think it was like damage and reload. So I don't know, like if projectile speed and splash and spread, it's as the more we learn, the more we're less likely to trust what we read though from them.
Do you want to see this on a TLC target for the splash?
Sure.
On the drones?
Sure.
Best.
What are you gonna do?
The splash on the drones is what I was thinking.
Well, what we're looking for is the auras that are going to be created, the slowdown auras that are going to be created, and the how they're spread. Okay. And that's more what I want to show, is that they're just randomly firing within that arc on each side.
Let's try and pull this off.
Okay.
Okay, so you
careful. It's a level 1.
This area here. So you want me to put this guy like in this area?
Why don't you
yeah.
And why don't you just use the flagship? See what happens then.
Yeah. Well, that's the only one that's going to create the auras, but
there'll be fewer things flying around.
All you need to do is put one of those bat wings on top of a target, and you'll see how it fires.
I'm just going to park it right here then.
You don't need to park. No. Well, just turn it so we can see. Okay, there we go.
Oh, that's just squirting out in random directions.
Yeah, anywhere randomly within that.
Oh, geez, it is. I noticed that yesterday, but didn't know what it was.
Mm-hmm.
It's like going all over the place.
Yeah. So that is something to be aware of. And the way I looked at it after I started doing the TLC is that I saw that I got more damage if it was in the middle as opposed to before. I would just try and keep this right at the edge.
That's what I was doing.
But you see, if you keep them right at the edge, you're going to get more damage if it's closer to the center of where it's firing. So more likely
because if you hit at a random angle or a random arc in here, it's more likely to hit the ship if it's in the middle of the thing.
Yeah.
That was interesting. So let's see.
Yeah. I mean, it's a change in driving, and that's the thing just to be aware of. That's why I wanted to do this on the show, so people could see the fact that it's not, you don't drive it the way it was at U3. You got to change how you drive it,
and that might make a big difference for the raid.
Yeah. That's what
you're. I mean, that's obvious, right? But
yeah.
You want me to do another?
Also, I mean, does anybody want to see it again? I mean, or was that? Go ahead and just to show it wasn't random. You can go ahead and you can use all your ships. It doesn't really matter. There's we're mainly just looking at where those the auras pop up.
Takes a long time to engage.
You know what else takes a long time to engage?
Just hit the X up on the right-hand side. Hit the X. There we go.
Oh.
There we go.
What did I miss there?
Space lasers take a long time to engage. Is that what you're going to say?
No,
it wasn't.
My wife and I took a long time. Oh, never mind.
But as everybody sees, it's just random inside of whatever Batwing is activated. So
you don't have to worry about being like kiting these at all. You just go for it.
Well, yeah, but the ones that do damage, yeah, you want to keep. There we go. See, see that one got hit by like 3 or 4 of them, as opposed to if you kept it at the edge.
Which is what I usually do. I usually keep it like out here, or try.
That got hit by none of them.
Yeah, it is squirrely, but I still think your chances are better near the center than on the edge.
You take more damage if you go right close to it.
Well, not how so?
Well, in the raid targets, a few of those things, you would take more damage if you got closer, lower chance to dodge the smart torpedoes or whatever.
Yeah. And we'll talk. I mean, as far as the Nighthawks,
that miss by with half of them.
The fact that they missed so far, that's crazy.
I think the U3 ship is better. I want to cancel my upgrade now. I'm not going to, but I
want to. Be a free fleet before the next raid, probably.
Unless you're going to plan to, are you going to plan to complete this?
No.
Okay.
There's no reason unless somebody wants to
hit that 40, because everything's going to stand still. So you just need to the 40 target. Oh yeah, that one. Yeah, just go in there, take just your flag, and people can see, because you continue to move, which is influencing where it looks like they land.
Okay, so what are you asking me to do? Just
take the flag and then drive it up just so just the edge of it is hitting that first one on either side.
And then turn it
on either side. Like, go to the right, and just catch. Yeah, just catch the edge of them. Okay, just
got it.
The edge and then stop.
Oh my gosh!
But you see how when he's standing still, how the center was getting by way more than the edges were.
Let's try that again. Doesn't matter which salvage, does it?
Well, some of them may just start to fire at you, but yeah. So. Yeah, just scrape the edge and then stop. As soon as it starts to fire. Yeah, see how the middle would have taken way more damage than but these things have so little armor that it doesn't really matter as far as killing them. But that's the point I wanted to get across. Everybody get it out there? I don't think we need to see much more of this.
Okay.
I want my U3 ship back.
But if you consider the ships that run up on you and they're fast, I forget. It's been a month. What is the
Apex Hunters, Prototype Hunters?
Yeah. The Prototype Hunters. They're running right at you. So this is filling that whole void, that whole area with the slowdown.
I need my void filled.
I make a big
difference. My heart. I want my soul.
Yes. So,
hold your soul to the devil. What the hell?
Yeah, back to the slides when you get a chance. And
I'm trying. I have the
nobody wants to join the show. What's wrong with you guys?
That's a Friday night.
It's Mike's birthday.
There's 6 inches of snow outside. Of course, we already went through that factor of length. So.
Okay.
Derpy and I know what we're talking about.
Okay, that's good. Alrighty. But at the end of the day, I think it's going to work out better in the raid targets. The X1, X3, but I wish it had been explained to us as part of this.
Am I sharing the? I don't see anything on my.
I don't either. You're sharing
a black screen.
I got a blank screen.
I take them off screen share.
Yeah.
It says I'm sharing, and I have it back on Barrage pattern. We're trying something a little different tonight, folks. That's
okay. Well, I would probably hit escape because I'm still getting a black screen.
Okay.
Are you still getting a black screen?
Hold on. You have to share again.
Well, I can see it. I would probably take your sharing off and put it back on.
Okay, we'll do.
So the black screen.
Find the stupid thing. Oh, shit. Yeah. StreamYard. That's it.
Okay. While we're working on that, does anybody remember at what point in the show that Mike was complaining about how grindy the raid was going to be? And I said by the Friday show, you're going to have 700,000 points.
Pillage.
I remember that.
Yeah, how many points you got, Mike?
I have to look, but I finished Pillage the first night.
No way.
Yes, I did. No, I'm sorry. A couple hours into the second day.
Let me see. Let me look at the leaderboard here.
Mike is number 3.
Yeah, I really went to town on this.
Yeah, 770,000.
And I did it with 4 ships.
Yeah. But you understand my point.
700. Mike is 770K.
Yeah.
That's more than me. I have.
That's what he was going to have, and he said, "No, I'm not."
I got all the prizes that
I have 400K. I haven't redeemed a single prize. I probably need another 400K.
Yeah, I redeemed as I went along, and I also have my FM completed.
Oh, I don't have mine started. Actually, I've been using my second fleet on that.
I can't believe it's done. I can't.
To be fair, I didn't play a whole lot yesterday.
I did. I played real hard, and well, I worked hard at it to get it done because I knew I would have a busy weekend.
All right.
No, that's not true either. I just wanted to get it over with. Sorry, I walked on you there, Hefe.
No, but I said all I want to say. Did you want to put it on present?
I did. I'm seeing it on my side computer. Hold on.
Then you. Well, it's on there. It's just in not in presenter view.
Yeah.
I can't do it this way anymore. I'm going to have to do it the old-fashioned way.
Okay.
Unless it's working. Is it working now?
It's working now.
Okay. Yeah, it's working now. So does anybody out there in chat have any more questions about the barrage pattern?
Yeah, why is it like that?
Well, it's been that way. Like I said, that's the way the junk jet works. That's the way the Cloudbreaker Everest works.
Can they?
Supposedly there's some PvP. I'm assuming those side-facing, like the side-facing rockets. They work. I think this arc stuff. Once you get to anything with an arc,
but that damn thing says. Well, the U3 has an arc.
I hope this doesn't work to our disadvantage in the raid.
Only has a salvo of 1. So if it's firing more than 1, that's
more than 1 shot on a firing arc. Maybe, although it still says accuracy 100, which makes no sense to me.
Well, with dumbfire weapons, it's 100. It means it's 100% chance it's going to hit the spot in the ground that it aimed at.
Oh,
and so does having no accuracy stat on there.
Yeah, but accuracy plus splash, accuracy of 100 plus splash.
Generally, if I have an accuracy with splash on a stat in the game in a normal ship, I expect it to be like a missile that hits, and then once it hits, it does splash damage.
No. But if it has splash, generally what happens is accuracy of exactly 100 and splash, it means it's dumbfire. So
I don't like it.
Well, that's why I've been doing it. So
that's kind of weird. I hope it doesn't work to our disadvantage in the raid. That's all.
I think it will be advantageous. When I first ran across it last night when I was doing the TLC, I was like, "This looks silly," and I understand why people were bitching about the accuracy. And I was like, it's just aiming at anything. And that's what it was. And I didn't get it because I was at U3 and they were at X1, but now I understand it. The flag is the only one that has a offensive weapon that comes out of the built-in offensive weapons. The rest of the ships are countermeasures. So this is the only one that it impacts.
I'll be honest. I saw that last night when I was doing the TLC, but I said, "What the heck are all these red rings?"
And then he turned on Battle Pirates.
Lipstick.
And I started playing Battle Pirates. That's right.
Yeah. So, okay. We don't have any more questions on the barrage pattern. I guess the next click. Let's see what we got next.
Whoa!
Everybody should be doing Return to Honor.
Oh yeah.
I'm almost done with Prize Pack 1.
If you got Ronins, it's a walk in the park.
Almost done. Yeah.
I just started number 4. I'm not gonna auto it.
4 ships can do this, no problem.
Yeah, but like
Got one going.
you got the splash damage from the flag. I don't.
It's still.
So it takes me 10% more effort.
Okay.
All those drones, it's so difficult to kill them.
Well, stating the obvious, you can just leave them on the water and leave the.
Yeah, it takes like 60 seconds.
Every bit of it. Yeah, I know.
These little boomers.
Some things are tough.
So,
work is a tough thing.
So, yeah, everybody do it for the
boomer.
Not so much the build tokens, probably for most people, but the upgrade tokens. And I remember again that you're going to get another upgrade token just for your timing before the raid. Just for participating in Pillage, you will get another one.
I might have all ships except for like number 2 X1.
By the time it's up, I think
which is usually one ship better.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and if we're done with Return to Honor, it's quick and dirty. Stay out of the little fire rings that the.
Yep. Stay out of the clouds. Don't eat the yellow snow.
Piece of cake. Really?
The Tempest or the Typhoon, whichever one. They're both the same thing.
No, the Tempest is not a ship. That's not it. We have never seen something called the Tempest.
Typhoon. They're both storms. And
one's a ship in the game, and the other one's a storm.
Yeah. But the reason I have a hard time with it is the fact that they are both they're both storms, and the fact that, like, in World War II, I think they renamed the Typhoon 2 to be the Tempest. It's sort of the same word. So,
well, the first letter is the same,
but the meanings are the same. So
first letter meanings and like 6 letters other. Okay.
Yeah. We want a list for the. Never mind. All right, let's move on.
I love it. I'm trying. Hold on. What happened?
You're getting old, Mike.
I don't know.
We're going to have it right before
space bar. Is that right? Pillage?
Yeah, Pillage.
Okay.
Well, I just redeemed my two 2-day build tokens and then my 10 weapons. I still need to redeem every single defender armor plate, every single turret plate, and 5 avalanche mortars, and every single nuclear power core.
Okay. I haven't cashed any of mine yet, but
I did it as I went along, and it's like done.
Well, you can still see what your points are in the leaderboard. If you go to the sector leaderboard,
it's pretty good actually. I didn't realize it.
Yep, 770.
I'll be.
I think we're going to replay. You said you were going to have 700 by the time the show started, and you said no.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Yes.
I have this poor. Oh well, whatever.
All right. So if anybody wants to come on and talk about how they're doing in Pillage, the link is there again.
Tell you what, though, in sector, I'm only number 12, so there's some guys really kicking it.
Yeah, they're probably out there claiming the defender armors, is my guess, because the defender armors are 30K each, and there's what? How many can you claim? It's like another 300,000.
Yeah, something like that.
So you probably need to get up to, if you want to claim all the avalanches.
You'd need 300,000 to finish it completely. And then I already got 10 capstone engines, so I don't need any more of those.
Yeah. But the things to claim are actually let's the things to claim are, maybe that's the next slide. Let's see what that is.
Hold on, let me go back to that.
Because they give us a very limited.
It works that time.
Okay. Well, one more. Okay. Okay. Two more.
Okay. Limited launcher. And
one. Two.
Okay. One more. I mean,
three.
Another one.
Well, it's the number of slides is what I was counting, not the number. Okay.
That's when you.
There we go. Okay.
That's 4.
Okay. So we have 30,000 for 5 nuclear power cores, 150,000. 10 refined uranium launchers, 225,000. And what's not on here is the 45,000 with a claim of 5 for the avalanche mortar. So all 3 of those get you to 600,000 to claim all 3 of those. Then the next thing that people might look at that aren't big into PvP is the defender armors. The conquest armors are out there as well. So there is ways to spend a huge amount of pillage money.
I still have 13 of each of those armors, so I don't really need to do any more.
Well, if you want the defender armors, which are
that's the G2X, right?
No, that G2X is the Everest one.
Let me look at the price.
No, they're all.
If it's got survival, then it's the PVE. If it has deflection, it's PvP.
Yeah, I'm looking at the prices again to see what I'm missing.
Yeah, but what are you going to spend your structure built on?
The only thing I could spend stuff on.
My outpost? What do you think I'm going to spend those on?
Well, I'm already maxed at it.
The only thing I could spend is garrison stuff.
In fact, my outpost is still level 10.
Okay.
No, it's not. I'm saving them up for next time. I'm saving these 2 4 days up, so I get my max stock 4 days faster.
Yeah, I have them though. I've been maxed at them for all this time.
Well, I've been upgrading my uranium stuff.
Okay, lets me know how much they cost because I didn't even know because it just says owned.
What am I missing here? I don't see those PvP plates.
They're in bonus.
If you want to share what you're looking at in the game, we can go through that.
There are invader plates, there are protector plates, and there are
tab.
There are whatever the heck you call it. See, I can't find them in the list because I can't find them.
Exactly, I can't find them in the list. If I click hide owned, the only thing that I could claim right now is G2X and G2M and a capstone engine.
All right.
Yeah, but
go to
down a little bit.
Go to bonus, and then scroll down.
Okay, there's base tech, which has the reinforcements for the turrets. In bonus, there's invader armors for conquerors and protector plates for defenders.
Now I see it. I apologize. I see it now.
Well, it took me a minute too because Kickside does not like.
But it's only 30, 60, 90,000. Oh, I see. There's a bunch. Okay, I got it. Apologize.
Yeah, so that's where people could spend additional. But
so if generally, people work there, they're not going to see it.
But generally, the reviews and the protector armors is,
I don't have any PvP ships anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Well, you have these are defender. You don't even have defenders anymore.
Actually, I do have a couple. Yeah, I do actually have a couple.
Mm-hmm.
Your
piranhas,
your gorgons,
piranhas.
Okay,
I do. I have a couple piranhas.
Those are new. Those are new ones.
An Overlord carrier, I think, in there.
Yeah, there you go.
I have a couple of what's that?
You get another 1,000,000 points in pillage, and you can make a top tier base.
Yeah, I'll go to town on that. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. I think we're probably. Let me see. Is there anything in these slides that we should still be talking about?
You almost out of spit.
Alrighty.
I'm sorry, I had a massacre for my birthday drink tonight.
Okay. I don't know. Anybody on the in the panel or on the chat think of anything else we should be discussing?
Not especially. I mean, what else do we have? Stack compression? As far as I know, they're just taking off a 0.
Or some number of zeros. Yeah, we don't know how many zeros they're
They
taking.
do that. These
Do we know if it's going to apply to what particular type of ship or whatnot?
I think it's across the board, and the tricky part's going to be because they also need to apply this. It seems like it's going to be simple, but sometimes they've done this before because it also needs to apply to.
Yeah, because if we take off
our PV target ships.
Yeah, if do any of these ships have deflection on them anymore?
So hard to say at this point. Data mining is dead. But yeah, I don't know what the as far as the enemy ships go. I mean, you may see that some of these like it will be funny if you start to see that if you go into a level 40 salvage and then
you get sunk.
You're getting ravaged by the how much damage you're taking because they the number 7 they couldn't take off 3 zeros. And so now it's, they've 1,000 times the damage to something. So it really, but we don't have enough details on what's going on there. But I could expect that. I think that's where the problem is going to come out with is the low level targets.
And the old chips like the whatever Curator, Templar, whatever the hell have DPS and some deflection on those or assault deflection, whatever, complicated things that haven't been used since tier 6, which no one's going to notice or care about because no one uses those at all.
Well,
or maybe we'll see the Reaper sub come back and be useful again.
Yeah, because they have some stuff that's still stuck in the game. It's rare that they do it, but if let me see, let me pull up my Pillage. There is some stuff that they still embrace to be okay. Let me see, base tech bonus. I still think where is that? The launcher that they still have out there that's like tier 2 or tier 3.
104N or whatever, what have you?
Yeah, because that's getting embraced while other things just get shut down, which I don't get.
Well, that launcher, there is a launcher that I have on my Houndmaster that could slow you down a little bit.
Yeah,
and a polonium thrower or whatever,
and reduce your deflections or resistances or whatever. I'm not sure how exactly it's working, but it's I'm just glancing through it. I'm not seeing it.
Here we go. I've got it up.
Okay.
Oh, really?
Well, you're not sharing it. Okay, there we go.
There's the 104S, which might be what I have.
Yeah.
Lowers defense and reduces speed by 30% with 0 damage. Well, 2,000.
Yeah, tier 3.
Yeah.
So they're increasing that.
Because it's a utility.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Then there's polonium, which is tier 6, which reduces accuracy.
Yeah.
I mean, those both had their use in Pillage a year ago.
Not in Pillage and Bounty. Those
are they both had their use in PvP.
Yeah.
So it was in Pillage.
Yeah. Okay. Alrighty. Well, I guess if nobody else has any other questions, I guess we'll see you all on Wednesday, in some form or another.
Some way, somehow.
Yeah. So thanks for showing up, and we will see you all next week. And I hope for more participation from people. The Friday show is intended for people to come out and ask questions and be part of the show. So I hope to see you all next week. All right, later, people, and have a good weekend.
See ya.